Seems like you're getting the itch, bro. You getting back in there?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
100%.
What's your plan?
My plan is
Who are some guys that you think, could be potential matchups?
I'll see what.
There's only one daily fantasy app in the world where you can turn this into $100,000. BETR is the best daily fantasy app out there. NFL, UFC, NBA, college football, and more. All NFL season, I'll be giving out my picks to all of y'all, so let's win together. So download BETR, play BETR picks to 1000x your money right now. Use code BONICKAL, that's BONICKAL, and click the link in the description to receive a $200 deposit match. Let's get it.
Yeah, I like Aldo a lot though. I think he's gonna win that fight.
He's a legend, bro. He's a dude that they always talk about him being great, but he's the one guy that I could see him beating all the greats on the right night. His defense in wrestling is insane. I've never seen nobody wrestle better than him defensively than Aldo. I think
for sure. Well, he's fought like some great wrestlers too, like Mendez. He fought Merab. He didn't even get taken down.
Merab didn't fight, and Merab doesn't tire out ever, and that's the only time I've seen him tired on his attempts. Was against Aldo. I think he could have beat Habib, GSP, even John Jones, everybody on a right night. Aldo could beat anybody. I think,
he's a monster, and the leg kicks.
The leg kicks, he's the most devastating.
What a good combination! Like amazing striking and like insane takedown defense. Yeah.
And he's
so
not bad
strong
on the ground either.
And really good. Yeah. Got good jiu-jitsu.
Very good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got a lot of shine taken away when McGregor knocked him out very quickly.
Yeah, that's crazy how we were talking about some of this is funny actually. We were talking about the greatest knockouts in UFC history, and I said for me like there's three that will always stand out. It's McGregor Aldo, recently, Gaethje Holloway, and then you and Askren, bro. Like those three are like
for sure.
To me like so amazing. Yeah.
The Gaethje Holloway was
Sick, dude.
I was there live and it was nuts.
I saw you right before my fight.
Right.
That was like you were the last person I saw before I walked out.
Yeah,
that was
crazy,
great,
bro. I couldn't even believe you saw me, bro. He's so calm. He's like, chill. Like a game of basketball.
I remember that actually. As you're walking out.
It actually put me in a good mood because like I was kind of like I was very calm, but like before the fight you like get a little serious and stuff like that, and then I was like, yo, my boy, what's up? Like it put me in a good mood. So.
I think that's a part of why you got such good endurance going into like the third round, because your nervous energy doesn't get eaten up. You're just like chilling and you're just like going, and that's something that in fighting you got to be able to have in check. Because a lot of grapplers, they get like tired and gassed, and then they have one round and a hard round of wrestling, then after that they're fatigued. You're able to keep stepping on that gas, and that's because you're so calm, bro. Just that day I saw it, I was like, oh, it's game over, bro. He's gonna kill this guy.
You knew. Yeah, for sure. So what you been up to lately, bro?
Training and promoting, man. Next card is November 15th. We got 11 UFC veterans on the card. Mississippi, Biloxi. We've been doing good there. We've been selling out 3 times consecutively now.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to go back to the well. Sell the out of this show out. We got the lightweight. Is that light? It's different. I'm thinking boxing terms now. This is 135. That's
featherweight.
Yeah. And we got them fighting for a championship. We got in total 11 vets, and we got this one dude from Brazil that's a 5-time national kickboxing champion, also 2-time Muay Thai champion. Guto, brother. Guto. Hey, somebody from your team put the highlights up of Guto right here.
Yeah.
This guy's a fucking killer. He could strike. He's top-notch, world-class striking, and he also happens to have like 20 fights in MMA. He's like 17-3 in MMA. Fucking stud. And he's going to be fighting another dude that's a 2-time Brazilian national champion in kickboxing, and they're going to be fighting bare knuckle. And the other guy has like another 10 fights in MMA as well, but they're both of their thing is straight bare knuckle. So that's one of our featured bouts right there.
That's badass.
Yeah. I have him free on YouTube.
I love Jason Knight, the dude. I've been watching him for a minute.
Yeah. Jason Knight is a dog.
He's a savage.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
White dude with the tattoos and stuff.
Yeah, we got him on the card. He's gonna be a fucking banger.
That's sick. The bare knuckle MMA is like so different.
So different.
No, I'm almost like I wouldn't even. I'm a little too pretty for that.
Yeah,
like
that's
I don't know,
intense.
bro. That's like
Well,
it changes
yeah.
the whole dynamic.
No, it does, but it also changes it for grapplers, right?
Mm.
Because now when you get into a good position, your chances of finishing that lock or
Right.
getting to a good submission increase. As everybody here knows, you getting a tap depends a lot on your lock, you know. And when you got the gauze, the glove, all of that, it's like it's hard to get in certain places. Without that, you could just slip it in, and that's where we get so many finishes, I think, on the ground.
For sure. Yeah, bro. Well, last time I was down here, we trained a little bit. You were feeling good, bro.
Yeah,
You were like, we were getting after it a little bit.
yeah,
the
I got him. I
grappling.
got him by surprise because
Yeah.
I have been boxing for 6 months. So the last thing he thought I'd do is shoot him.
Yeah, he got
Who
me.
am I to shoot him on both?
I know. I was like, yo, what the heck? No, it felt good though.
Yeah.
Training going well.
Training's been going well. I f***ed on my shoulder a little bit. I had to take like 2 days off, but the rest of the days I got a little bit of training and focus more on my striking. I've been wrestling a lot now, and I hadn't been doing no wrestling whatsoever. So I've been getting beat up a little bit, you know, a little sore.
Yeah.
But it's like, I love boxing, and if I had to pick one thing from MMA to go make a living off, it'd be like boxing. But wrestling is like a close second for me. I might not be the best at it, but man, I miss it. I love it. I just love the wrestle, bro. It's something fun, man. It's truly fun, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Slamming
great.
somebody on the controlling them, and then you cut them, and you slam again. Just that dominance that it has, you know, that I could take her off your center of balance whenever I choose to.
Absolutely.
It's nuts. So
You guys
when I was boxing, I was missing it a lot, man.
Yeah, you guys have a natural feel for it too. Like
I love it.
we were going over some stuff during COVID like years ago, and he was showing you some high level scrambles.
It
and
was
you were picking
fun.
them up
It was
quick.
fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was
pretty
good
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, bro. That was like my, I guess, semi introduction into MMA a little bit.
Yeah.
The first time I ever was in a real MMA gym was when I came down here. We came down here and trained with you, bro.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah, it goes
Cody.
fast. What's-
Cody, was
Cody,
there.
yeah,
was
yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else? There was another person in there with us. It was training.
George.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. No, that was fun. That was good times.
Yeah, and before we knew it, then we were off to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, bro.
6-day notice.
What a crazy trip, bro.
Bro, you want to go to Abu Dhabi real quick?
Yeah, for real, man. That was
It's like, bro, I'm
insane.
dying. Please get me out of here. Fucking
Yo,
COVID
honestly,
lockdown.
honestly, what got me, I was like, damn, I really want to go. And you were like, we're taking the jet. And I was like, no problem. Let's go. Like, easy.
And believe me, at the time, there was nothing better anybody could do.
Yeah.
You just stuck at home watching paint dry, you know?
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the lockdowns, it was
Mhm.
nuts, bro.
Yeah,
That was crazy, man, because I went from just hanging out, going through the COVID shit, to get in the car to go fighting, to the whole world is on lockdown overnight. We land, and right or wrong, everybody had the ET suits on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. All
Shoving
yellow.
sticks up our noses.
Nuts.
Hey, come over here. We got to test you. What the fuck is going ET suits, bro,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
head to toe, right? We're getting tested like twice a day. And I'm like, damn, this is the crazy shit. We can't step outside of our hotels because they got cameras. You can ask,
Stuck.
bro, the strictest shit ever. They immediately come. They're most polite people, but they'll be like, hey, sir, can you go back in your room, please? Please,
Yeah.
we're so sorry. Like, insane, where you just, they're so polite. You don't want to be rude. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll go back in the room. And I'm like, man, this is the Twilight shit. This is crazy as
Yeah.
and I'm looking outside, and it's like ghost town, right? Because it's just like a few people in this hotel room.
Massive
Right.
hotel, too.
Massive hotel. And I
Yeah.
pick up my phone, and I'm like, damn, that's right, the election, bro. And I'm over here, man. I should be in the country. What am I doing here? And I keep looking. And then I see Kanye West for president. I go like this. I go, dog, I must be high. In the middle of all this shit. I couldn't believe that shit. And it was just crazy. And then like 2 days later, I was fighting for a world championship, you know.
In front of like 50 people.
Yeah, in front of 50
Yeah.
people.
Like millions around the world, but actually in person, there was 50
Yeah.
people there.
Yeah.
They put up like it was almost like it was a fancy, like, not a tent, but like a big.
Yeah, like a big old tent, kind of. Like
Yeah,
a
like
nice tent. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, like a big, nice tent. And then they had almost like fake walls that they would bring in to separate people for warm-ups.
Yeah.
And then you walked out, and it was like they had the cage and everything, but it was just nobody there. Like
Nobody there.
50
So
people at
weird.
most.
Was that harder for you to fight without anyone there rather than with everyone there?
I mean, no, I don't think so. You know, maybe initially going out, but
Yeah.
I had luck that I had fought numerous times before in very like small audiences like
Yeah.
that. So I had 4 fights for this promotion like that because I used to we used to do the fights, and then they would record them and put them for TV later, so they wouldn't have an audience or anybody they could film then. So we would release the fights maybe like a month later, 2 months. So I got used to fighting with no people there, and that's pretty cool too. It's like a sparring session.
Yeah.
You know, kind of you can get into your zone and stuff.
Right.
Obviously, the more people there, probably you get a little more adrenaline, I think. But at the end of the day, if it's like one person watching or the whole world, it's a fight, man. You know?
Yeah.
No doubt. Talk about, so a lot of people obviously have seen your videos like street fighting in the backyards and stuff like that, but like what was your first pro MMA fight like?
First pro MMA fight was in Fort Lauderdale. Dan Lambert actually had this promotion.
Wow.
I wasn't part of American Top Team. It was called AFC Absolute Fighting Championships, right? And Dan wasn't paying the fighters bad even back then. He was like trying to do well by them, you know. So my first fight was 500 to show, 500 to win. Outrageous money back then. And I got the fight. I was like 16, and I started hearing about the paychecks and stuff. And by the time I was 17, I'm like, I'm gonna sign up for this fighting stuff for a fact. Mom, I got this, bro. I'll fight like 6 times a year. It's like 1,000, but 6K, Mom.
Yeah, let's
You
go.
crazy? Out of here. You know? And my mom is like, what the f*** are you talking about? You're crazy. And I'm explaining to her, like, this thing I've been telling you about where you, the 2 dudes, you know, you fight in the cage and shit. And she's like, you're nuts. You know, like, she's never seen that. She's seen me go to, like, amateur competitions for striking and some grappling competition. But this cage fighting stuff, she's like, bro, what the f*** are you talking about, you know? So I get my first fight and I can go over there and kick ass. It took like 5-6 fights, and then my mom started like coming around. She's like, all right, I like this shit, you know? So the first fight was a little tricky. And I made $1,000 and I sold like $300, $200 worth of tickets, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It was good. I got a knockout first round. The guy had like 14, 15 fights.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think I had just turned 18, so boom, I was able to take the fight, you know?
Wow.
Somebody from my gym was supposed to fight. They dropped out, and it was like 4 weeks. At the time, I was a gym rat. I was always in the gym, so they offered me to fight 4 weeks ago, and it was at 150 pounds. I used to walk around like 155 back then. It was perfect for me.
Yeah. Dang, that's so fun.
Wow.
At that moment, you were like full send, like this is it.
Oh, yeah, I already knew.
You already knew.
You know. And then I fought 3 more times that year, total of 4 for that year, and then I kept that up for a couple of years. And, man, I fought everywhere literally before the UFC, you know. I went overseas to Japan. I fought in Russia. I fought in many different promotions that are in the graveyard now that ain't here no more. But I fought in all these promotions, bro. And it was cool because I got a lot of experience. I fought in Japan when you could kick in the face, knee in the face, all types of shit. But you couldn't elbow, though. that was crossing the line.
Soccer kick him in the
God
head, but
forbid.
elbow.
Soccer
No.
kicked the at them, bro. But for real though, you get a takedown over there and you get the side mount. It makes it really worth it because you get one knee from side mount.
Yeah.
Everything changes.
Over.
Everything
Yeah.
changes, bro. It just takes one knee. But it also is kind of bad for the wrestlers though.
Yeah.
Cause here,
If you get
when
defended.
you get in the shot, now you get knee. You know. So Japan was cool, man. I got like 5 fights over there.
Nice.
Then after that, I came to Strike Force. No, my bad. After Japan, I came to Bellator. Then from Bellator, I went to Strike Force. And then UFC bought Strike Force.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was the moment within that where you knew or you kind of realized like, hey, like, I can be like absolute like at the top of the food chain in this sport? Like, you know, it probably takes time to kind of develop your skills and stuff like that. But did you have a moment in training or in a fight specifically, maybe after you like a big win where you were like, I could beat anybody in the world?
I always give credit to this motherfucker, Yves Edwards. He was like, I'm going to say my 12 or 13 fight. He had a documentary that I had seen since I was like 13 or 14 years old of him rearranging people's faces. He'd grab you in the Muay Thai clinch and he'd fucking send people to the hospital. It wasn't like 1 or 2 guys. It was like numerous guys that he had like really bad finishes on. He had good Muay Thai and relatively he had pretty decent ground. Like for MMA, he wouldn't get any damage and he was very good at popping back up to his feet, you know. So he was like a striker that was like a headache for even good grapplers and stuff. He had gone 6-0 in the UFC. He was on a 6-0 fight streak, and he would have been the champion and defended that belt and all types of stuff. But the UFC dropped the 155-pound division. They just had 170 and up for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he was like roaming the earth as like a free agent, you know. And I ended up end up being the same promotion as him, you know. And I go on a nice tear in this promotion. It was called Bodog. And I go out with the matchmaker, Enrique, one night, and he's like, we're in Costa Rica, and this guy's got one thing on his mind: chicks. Right? And I'm like, dude, I could help. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking 20 years old. You know, fucking like, trust me, I could help you out in this situation. I already knew the type of person was, bro, and we're partying, and I'm talking to all the girls and just bringing them to him. You know, I'm getting on this real good side, and like, it's been a good time for him. You know, I've been making a good atmosphere. And I don't know, it's like 2, 3 in the morning. I got to catch my flight pretty soon. So I started talking to him like, yo, what's up with my next fight? What's up with my next fight? And basically, he was like drunk as shit. And I got him to write up this contract that I didn't think he'd follow through on it, but he fucking did. He gave me, I went from making like, at this promotion, I was making like $5,000 a fight to making $20,000 a fight, win or lose. And my first fight was going to be this guy, my second fight in the contract was going to be this guy, Yves Edwards. And I was like, yeah, let's do it, you know. So I got actually no, he was the first fight in the contract, so it was great for me, man. I went out with this dude one time, fucking introduced him to a bunch of fucking scallywags, and brother, it was crazy, you know. And that was with the show and win money, because I was like 1,800 to show, 1,800 to win was my thing, and I went all the way to 20 flat.
Wow.
So it was a great time. But at that time also I was 3-0 with that company.
Yeah.
And I was able to negotiate that. And back then that was like great money, you know. So
yeah.
When I fought Yves, I was like 115th in the world, and he was number in any publication 1, 2, or 3, you know,
right.
in the world. So it was a fucking like a big step up in competition for me. And I trained myself like I never thought. I pushed it so much, you know. Like if I ran the mile back then at like 8 minutes, for this fight, for this camp, I was like running the mile at like 7:30, because I was genuinely afraid that this guy could break my fucking jaw piece, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause he was known for it. He was pretty damn athletic, and I knew if I get tired, right, and I have a bad moment with this dude, there goes his jawline.
Yeah,
He's gonna, and I don't got insurance. Who's gonna pay for this hospital bill?
Right.
Nah, I was training so fucking hard, and just that mentality during that training camp. I started training. You know, if I used to train like 2 times back in the day, a day, 3 times a day at most, I was training like 4 times a day just to make sure my conditioning was sharp, everything was good, and I was able to keep a good pace. And I was running hard. I was training hard. I was like, man, this should be me always. You know. Good fight or no good fight, I should be able to bring forth this person. So the result obviously mattered, but I already knew going into that fight, like this is what I'm meant to do, and I could push it to another level I didn't even know. Thank God I got the win. I knocked him out in the second round, and it was like insane, you know. And that let me know, like, man, I'm here for a long time. Right. I mean, whoever the wants it, I think 21 or 22 years old, you know. So
right.
I knew that this game was for me.
That's
you know?
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you at ATT back then?
I just had joined American Top.
Oh,
just had joined.
Wow.
Stars aligned.
I just had joined. And then he joined the American Top team. He had already joined as well, but he wasn't able to go there. And then he shortly were after me, him, and Mike Brown. And Mike Brown had fought him as well. And all 3 of us were teammates right after. Yeah. It was an interesting dynamic at first. And then Mike Brown was hovering at 155, but then he dropped down to 45 at the same organization we were in. So it was interesting, because if he would have stayed there, who knows, you know. I would have hated to fight Mike back then, but
yeah.
You know, me and Mike used to beat the crap out of each other.
In training?
Yeah, because
I didn't know y'all trained. I guess,
Yeah.
because you were 55 for a long time.
Yeah, and let's say if I was like a freshman, Mike was like a junior when I got in there, you know. So we had a lot of time on the mat, like competitive Mike, you know, like the best years of Mike, I got to go with him, and it was he's a problem now. He's a real problem back then.
And then he basically became like your coach, which is so crazy.
Yeah, he became the head coach of American Top Team. Right when this was happening, Dan Lambert was going around asking us, numerous guys in the team, you know, like, hey, what do you think I'm thinking about so and so, this, that? And I was like, when you put Mike Brown in the place that he needs to be in, we're going to be the greatest gym in the world. We hadn't really, we were doing well. American Top Team was doing really well. We had won a couple titles already. We had won a couple awards, but we didn't have that like gym of the year 6 years in a row, 5 years in a row shit till Mike Brown, you know, and Mo Lawal as well, Steve Mako. It's a whole team of guys down there, as you guys know. But Mike Brown really turned the wave around for a lot of the fighters, you know. And he was also, coincidentally enough, like the first guy to get a belt in a major promotion. He beat Uriah Faber at the WEC. He knocked him out. And Uriah Faber was like the biggest fucking name.
Yeah, the man.
Yeah, he was a man. And Mike Brown went in there and did that thing twice, you know. So he showed it to all his teammates as well. Like, hey, we can contend at this level. We go out there and get world championships. And for Mike Brown's always like a legend, bro.
Yeah. Nah, Mike's the best. It's so great to work with him because I don't know anybody that loves MMA like him and loves the details of the technique. Like anytime you finish a training session, he'll pull out his phone. He has 1,000 videos, and they're all categorized into wrestling or Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu, and it's like different techniques, and he has all the video breakdowns of everything. Yeah. He just loves it.
And no ego whatsoever.
None.
That's why he's able to, I think, also learn something. He'll learn something from like a blue belt, you know, a guy that like he hit that like 3 times in practice on a decent guy. How did you do that? You know, let me see how'd you know, and that's why I think that's why he progresses so much as a coach, because he's constantly getting new data, processing it, and then explaining it as best as he can to us as athletes, you know. Right. I mean, you've worked with a lot of coaches in your lifetime since you're 5 years old. You're on the mat, you know. Mike Brown's a special guy. I think,
very special. Yeah, just like a guy. I feel like the biggest thing for me with a coach is just to have trust. Like, just like, all right, we have that connection, that trust. I know when he's telling me to do something, I don't want to think about like, oh, should I do this or not? I just do it. You know, like if Mike says, hey, do this, it's like, boom, I'm just going to do it. I don't want to have to like think like, oh, is this the right information?
That's why you put him there, right? Yeah. It's the same thing. I think like, hey, if you're my coach and you're telling me to head kick, I'm going to head kick.
Yeah.
If you're telling me to shoot takedowns, I'm going to shoot takedowns.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Mike Brown is a legendary guy, you know, because we used to be in that gym, and it was like, back then the landscape was different. Right now, for like a good period, it was like, oh, you all-American wrestlers, national champions walking around. Back then, it used to be all the Brazilian national champions and mundial champions walking around the gym. When it was American top team, it was in the beginning it was more like Brazilian top team. So it was all the Brazilian. I'm talking about like numerous times world champions just walking in the mat, and they were trying their feet out at MMA, you know, seeing if it was gonna work out. And a lot of them stuck around, you know. And Mike Brown would go to war with these guys who just wrestling, bro, and put on some crazy matches. Like after practice, it'd be, you know, like 20 of us, and it was just 20 total, you know. But so I had a different feel in the gym now. Yeah. But we'd have like these super fights, you know, like Mike Brown versus ex-mundial champion or whatever, just straight grappling. And Mike beat a lot of good guys, bro. He actually has some submissions, some guillotine chokes over some world champion jiu-jitsu guys and Abu Dhabi guys.
Dang.
Yeah, wow. I swear.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, bro. Like right after practice, you know, shake hands and going, everybody's watching, keeping a score tab. So Brownie's been doing this thing for a while, bro.
That's awesome. I would love to see that. I mean, I still feel him now, and he has that squeeze.
Yeah. Squeeze.
Still got it. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
It must have been a crazy time, those early ATT days.
Back then, the sparring was like, just fight. I swear to you, it was always the same. It was like, just fight, because that's what you're gonna do. So just fight. And but we would just fight on Tuesdays and Thursdays to the fucking. It was a way different atmosphere, you know. And we had a lot of interesting characters, you know. We had like Hector Lombard. You guys ever heard about this guy? Dude, I've been all over the world, from boxing gyms to Muay Thai gyms, wrestling colleges, MMA gyms. I don't think anybody had more bodies in their prime than Hector. Like laying people out in practice cold. Like, bah! Bro, Dad, you look over. Bro, that dude's gone for like 2 minutes, still gone, you know. Oh, shit. Hector's a dick, bro. He was in practice. He knows it, bro. I fucking love him to death. He's my brother, bro. And even with me, he tried to kill me, bro. I was 155. He was 185. We spar, and I'd start like flicking my jab. Boy, he gets so mad. He tried to kill me, bro. Bullets would start flying. But back then, I had really, really good reflexes, so I could stay alive, you know. But bro, he would catch people. You know, I'm not like making fun of this guy or whatever, but he was in the Ultimate Fight, and they called him Titties. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like a heavyweight.
Yes, I remember him.
I don't know why, man. Hector had it out for this dude. Bro. This dude came into the gym and he was immediately, titties, you going with me? And the dude's like, oh, bro, that's not my, nah, that's your name. I seen it on TV. That's your name. Right? So the dude is like, you know, and back then they used to let Hector run wild because he's just wild and he was winning. So it was like, all right, just let him do his thing. You know, he's the 4-time national champion. Who's gonna tell him anything, right?
Yeah.
If he shows up early or late, whatever. So, you know, he keeps calling out titties. They didn't partner him up with him. The coaches kept him winning. Finally, Hector said, no, I'm going with titties. And all right, the guys like, yeah, just let me go with him. They start going, and Hector used to have this weird ass teep kick where he kicked, you know, like a regular roundhouse, and then with his toes, and he'd always spar with shoes. This motherfucker with wrestling shoes on. He'd go something like this. He'd do a roundhouse, right? And then he'd go. Oh, but very hard.
Yeah, with a shoe on.
This little fucking power lifter, like this. He had a really good snap to it.
Right down the middle.
Good snap. So he fucking hit this guy with this fucking shot, and it fucking immediately, like, he starts to fold, and you think like he's gonna go down.
Yeah.
You think Hector's gonna let him off the hook? Not a chance, bro. Before he went down, he ate like 2-3 shots and went out like cold. Oh, right.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what.
Just walking around. Pearson looks at him, and people are coming inside. They're doing the whole icing thing, this and that. Hector looks over at me, and I'm like trying to get a smile at him, just a reaction to something, or like, yo, what's going on? I told him his name is Titties. What are you mad about, though, dog? But yeah, Hector had Joel Romero was another guy that had a couple bodies in there, but he was more calm.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to war with guys, you know.
Right.
He just couldn't help it. He would just, it was too hard.
No, if you know somebody got way out of line, you know, then he would step up the intensity. But man, we just used to brawl then. When I came in, it was Marcus Aurelius, Dean Thomas, Jay-Z Cavalcante, and there was another 55er, all at my weight, and all of these guys were, that I just mentioned, in the top 10 of the world at the time. Before this, I had never even trained with a top 20 guy in the world or nothing like that, or even felt what that was like. And then I got to American Top Team, and boom, immediately my first training session was with this guy Jay-Z Cavalcante. And Jay-Z was a 2-time world champion in Heroes. And to win Heroes, you had to have like 2 fights in one night. And in total, you won 4 fights. So you won today, you fought again tomorrow, and in the finals, you did 2 fights.
Wow.
And this motherfucker did that twice, bro, back to back, bro. Wrecked everybody, you know. So he's a fucking insane, talented guy. And then we had Dean Thomas. You guys know Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas was the top 5 guy in the world at the time as well.
Yeah.
So the sessions there were brutal, man.
Right.
Since I got there.
Yeah. Seems like you're getting the itch, bro. You getting back in there?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
What's your plan?
My plan is get in the best shape possible because I did the boxing thing for so long.
Right.
I feel it that I need to get in that jiu-jitsu wrestling shape to be able to squeeze and this and that. So I want to get in really good shape first, and then just take somebody's head off next year.
You're back,
you know,
bro.
And I'm back.
Let's go.
Wow.
And I'm not in bad shape as you saw.
No, you're
you know?
in great shape.
I can move, you know. I mean, I did 3 rounds with Johnny the other day.
You did 3 rounds with Johnny.
Yeah.
We did, I don't know how many hard wrestling rounds, and we went the first and the last, and
Yeah.
we were like pretty fresh.
I was going, bro.
No, that's good.
You know, I one thing that I got to do over there in Vegas, what I got to stay, besides it being at altitude, is that every day they run over there. Monday through Saturday, the boxers run. And since I'm not getting kicked, leg lock, having to do deep squats, all this shit that we do to our knees, I was able to run every day and just fine. You know, after like 3 weeks, I was like, easy, you know. And I think that's helped keep a lot of my weight. But now I have to get the muscular side.
Right.
of it, you know?
Get that back a little bit.
Yeah.
So you think you want to get a fight? How long before you want to get a fight?
Next year, March.
Let's
I'm in
go.
there. Next year, March.
March is always a big card. So
yeah, next year, March.
Let's
if they go to
go.
Miami, I'm gonna f somebody up in Miami.
Is it in Miami
I don't
potentially? They're due for another one in Miami,
right?
So,
but if they do, they're
Bro,
gonna have me on that
they
gate.
got it
you know?
now.
if they do a Miami card in March, I'll hop on too.
Let's go.
100%. Or anytime in the beginning of the year.
We're gonna f it up.
Wow,
We're gonna
that'd be
fuck it up.
crazy,
That'd
bro.
be crazy, bro.
Oh my gosh, that'd be.
Who
so
you want
fun.
next after this?
You know, whoever really. I talk with Mike and Dan and the coaches and stuff, and I'm like this is a good step up with Paul Craig and stuff. So take care of business, and then I want to do like 2 more guys that are unranked, then fight a ranked guy. So at that point, I'll be 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, fight a ranked guy, 10-0, 11-0, probably fight a top 5 guy, and then fight for the belt around 12-0. That's like what I'm planning on right now. So we'll see, but definitely zoom focus on this next fight. I haven't even really like talked a lot of names, but you know, there's so much that can happen in MMA. Like who wins, who loses.
Yeah,
There's a
so
bunch
much.
of
The
fights.
landscape changes overnight.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna smash this guy, and then we'll see what's in. I want to get like exciting fights now, though. I feel like I fought enough guys that have kind of not really been very dangerous to me. Like, you know, I haven't even been hit really in a real fight yet. So, you know, I want to start fighting better guys for sure. And then, you know, once I get a ranked fight, I think I'm only gonna have to fight maybe 2 or 3 for the belt. So at that point, it's like straight to it.
Off to the races once you get the ranking.
Yeah.
I think after this fight, you'd already be ready for a ranked fighter.
Yeah.
After this one, you know.
I think so,
This
too.
is going to be a good fight. You know, like you said, he's got a lot of experience. Not a bad athlete, you know. Definitely has a lot more experience than you.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, my money's on Bo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been talking about Bo
Yes,
since
sir.
the beginning, man.
I know, bro.
And,
you were like the first guy that like, was in MMA that was like, yo, that was supporting me.
So I think skill wise already where you're at and what you know, really what you bring, especially in the department of like that insane pace that you could push when you want to push it. Just based on that alone, I know you're in the top 10 already. But after this fight, this experience will make sure that you're like a ranked fighter. You know?
Yeah.
I would like after this one you could get a ranked guy and do the bow thing to him, bro.
For sure, bro. Yeah, everything's getting better. My jiu-jitsu is like getting really good. Good, and then the striking is catching up, you know.
And that's the thing where I think you're getting even scary because now when you take a guy down, you're like recovering, but you're still advancing position. I see you're not breathing, you're not struggling, you're chilling.
For sure.
You get to a good position now, you're breathing even more, but you're in the good position. You're still landing damage, and now boom, submissions. You know.
Yep.
You're gonna end up being like a real fucking problem with the submissions for everybody, bro.
Yeah. I feel like the submissions come pretty natural to me. It's like getting a pin in wrestling. That's like kind of how I equate it. But you're
that type of wrestler. You're a fucking pinner.
Always going.
So
for
that's
the pin.
why that the ground transition makes more sense for you. You know.
It does. Yeah. It
than
makes
just
a lot
an
of sense.
explosive guy that just gets takedowns and then would cut guys. They might have more to struggle to
and
get
I think
there.
as I spend more and more time, you know, striking and grappling, they're so different.
Yeah.
But like as I spend more time with the striking, getting to work with you, I got to I've been working a lot with like Pitbull and some of these guys, and it's like, dude, it helps. Like it's a little slower progression. Like the jiu-jitsu was really relatively easy to figure out. From, you know, I'm still learning, but the striking, like as I'm putting more and more time in, like I'm really enjoying it. It's so fun. Yeah, like especially like you were saying, like the boxing. Boxing is like, it's so fun. All the little tips and tricks and
how to generate the power.
Yeah.
And be as efficient as possible.
For sure. No, it's good though. It's fun stuff, bro. I can't wait to see you back in there, man. Yeah. Anybody you got? Who are some guys that you think, you know, could be potential matchups?
Shit, man. Let me see here. I don't even know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even know yet.
Yeah.
But one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody's gonna get it.
Somebody's gonna get it. You know. I'll see what the number sign attached to the head looks like, and that usually makes my decision a lot easier. You know? And how much you gonna pay me to kill this guy? Okay, that's it.
No problem.
Let's go.
Contract killer.
That's it. Hired gun, man.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's great. I wanted to ask you something because obviously, like with my fight being an MSG, your fight against Diaz was MSG, right?
MSG.
What was that experience like fighting in New York?
Awesome. Well, for me personally, it was crazy because it's a historic. I actually saw you wrestle there.
Yeah.
You know, your freshman year. And besides that, a lot of great fighters that I love in boxing fought there, competed there. Ali fought there. Roberto Duran fought there. Sugar Ray Leonard as well fought there. There's a lot of greats, all-time greats that have fought at this arena. So it's a very, very historic arena. And you could feel it, man. When you're in there backstage walking, it's like an old arena. You just feel that old energy, that a lot of Sugar Ray Robinson himself fought there. So this arena carries a lot of weight, I think, in the fight world. So it's like a must for all of us fighters. That's in your bucket list, has to be in your bucket list. And the energy is amazing.
Mhm.
It's fight town, UFC shit. You're gonna feel it, man.
Yeah.
You know, but it's nothing different than
Yeah.
these big college meets.
Right.
You know, what's the biggest college meets that you guys wrestle? Like
Yeah, like-
16,000, 20,000?
Yeah, like 20, 25. Like we get
and
big.
the college fans are rowdy, bro.
Yeah.
They're fucking nuts, bro. They're just as crazy as the UFC are crazy because they're
Right.
getting nuts at the fucking
and it's the
college
team
events.
thing, right? It's like Penn State versus Iowa.
Oh,
or,
so get out of
everybody's
here.
like,
Those are the rowdiest
yeah,
ones,
it's mad
bro.
rowdy. Yeah, it's fun though. Well, that's good. I'm super pumped. What was like fight week in New York City like for you?
Oh, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
I had a shit ton of obligations, but it was cool.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure.
We had to do some cool shit. And then every day I made sure, though, either before the start of the day or the end of the day, that I'd hit Central Park just so I could be in the nature,
Nice.
get the better oxygen. You know, if I did like a 20, 30-minute walk in the morning there just to get oxygenated with all that good stuff and then go handle that city life. You know, but yeah, every time I'm there, that's the best thing you do is just go to that Central Park, get your mind right, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's smart.
Don't eat the street food.
For sure. I'll stay away. What
That's
about
what I say every time, but I
yeah,
never.
yeah,
I
yeah,
fucking
just
slice
go.
a pizza. What?
Yeah.
Fucking give me that shit.
Oh man. What about after?
After,
What'd you do after?
bro, I fucking peaked out. I think after the fight, yeah, I had some pizza on stage. That's when I was caught eating the pizza. Then after that, I think I had some hamburgers. Some people came to visit me. Numerous
Nice.
people came to visit me. I think there's rumors. I'm not denying or confirming. I might have smoked a joint. I'm not denying or confirming this. I don't remember. That probably means I didn't, right? Then probably ate some more cheeseburgers. You know, more people came to visit me, and that's it. Called it a night. I just stayed in because I didn't want to be out there anyways, getting like
Yeah.
attacked. You know.
A little crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
too
that's
much.
wild.
Too
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
And there was some clubs offering some good money to come, but sometimes I don't. I want to enjoy that with like.
Yeah.
You guys know how it is. Like you want to enjoy with your people there. You
Yeah.
know. I don't want to be somewhere else and give somebody else any time or anything. I
Yeah.
have to make any lines. I just want to be with my people and just celebrate. Like we did
Yeah,
this.
no
Let's
doubt.
go. You know.
Yeah, that's
he always
great.
does a good job with that. Like we just have everybody come to our spot,
Yeah.
and it's just our people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that time off treat you? Your body, your mind.
Oh, when
Like,
from the
From
boxing.
retirement to boxing.
Oh my gosh, wonders. And nobody's gonna understand it better than you guys. Like
Yeah.
wrestling is rough. You know.
Yeah. for real.
Not okay. So you go Monday morning to wrestling practice, then afternoon I'll do like conditioning and I'll do the pads, and then boom, Tuesday you'll come spar and somebody kicked your knee,
Yeah.
and then on the 5th round somebody went for a leg lock on that same knee. They didn't know,
Yeah.
so they're going for a heel hook. And you got out of it, but it almost popped like 2-3 times. No big deal. Then you got to run at night though.
Yeah.
Because you're a little heavy, so you got to run 3 to 5 miles at night on that bad knee.
Mm.
It's like that shit doesn't happen in anywhere else but MMA.
Yeah.
It's the craziest shit. So boxing was chilling because there's a lot of like every day we're gonna do 800 sit-ups, and every day we're gonna jump rope 25 minutes, and every day we're gonna run. So it's kind of like these same things that maybe in the beginning it takes a little bit to get in shape, but once you get it, you just like maintain and doing it. So I wasn't like abusing my body, like
Got it.
getting kicked on my elbow and then fucking double legged across
Yeah.
the room. It's MMA's interesting, man. The beat down you take on your body. But I feel great right now. I've been doing a lot of medical treatments. Exosomes are like the fucking greatest things
Yeah.
in the planet, bro. I
What's
could
that?
vouch for it. Exosomes.
Mm-mm.
The
What is
thing, stem cells.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they treat them. They do a process to the stem cells, and then they get exosomes. And for off the top of my head, for a couple of reasons, it's good for like us athletes. When you do stem cells, there's like a chance that your body could reject it, so you have a fever. With exosomes, I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me. I forget why you don't get like fevers or a lot of these things. It's a little bit better for your body to absorb,
Got it.
Right.
So it absorbs it in a little bit faster time, and it does the same thing. It promotes some rejuvenation.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. I'm definitely get that. Like, just from wrestling my whole life, but now like MMA, it's the worst, bro. Getting like kicked in the freaking leg, and then catch a elbow or
Yeah.
catch a bump, knock heads with somebody or something. It's just like always, no matter what, you got bruises, and it's like, why does this even hurt? This doesn't even
Yeah.
make sense.
Just
you know?
lingers.
Yeah.
The shoulder, the neck, the
Shoulder.
back.
Yeah. I'm like, why does the back of my shoulder hurt? Like, what is that? I don't even know.
You get like in these scrambles where
Yeah.
somebody has your leg and you don't want to give it the takedown. You're like, oh, it doesn't feel that bad on my knee. It doesn't feel that bad.
Right.
And then you finish out the scramble,
like-
you won whatever it is. But then when you cool down,
Yeah.
you're like, what the happened to my knee, bro? You
Yeah.
can't walk. It's crazy, So there's nothing more fucking demanding in the world sport-wise than MMA. I can say that, you know. Because when you add in the wrestling mixed with the fucking knees to your nose, mixed with people trying to rip your choking out, and then the strength and conditioning we got to do to keep it up, you know, to be able to stay healthy. So, like, in a way, time away from MMA is like getting healthier.
Right. It's well deserved, well needed for sure. Yeah. What have you been doing? You obviously like have a lot of you have your promotion and other businesses and stuff like that. How has business been? Got any new projects or any new things going on?
Brother, we've been got my book out. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
months
that's
ago,
great.
got the book out, and we're doing good with the book. We're gonna have a Europe tour right now, so it's going pretty good.
Awesome.
But other than that, just the promotions, my brother. We're gonna bring a show to South Florida. Hopefully, it's either gonna be at the Hard Rock or down in Miami in March, February of next year. You know,
Nice.
we're gonna time it right around like my fight, either before or after, and we're gonna have a massive show. We got some big names. I got some big grapplers, some big strikers on the card. It's gonna be huge. So that's really what the spare time goes. Not the spare times. The majority of the time goes to.
Yeah.
Just making sure I get this show up and running.
Nice.
Get the best guys I could get in the world to come fight. You know.
We have
I had these motherfuckers. They found my shit.
Yeah, bro. my
Talk to
debut,
me, man.
bro.
Hell of a promoter, man. Come
Yeah.
on. I had Bozak first and second fight, man.
Yeah, for real, dude. It was insane. Now we got a bunch of guys at the gym up in PA now that are looking for fights, and we can't get our guys fights in PA. Like nobody wants to fight them because they're good wrestlers and stuff and tough. So maybe we'll get a couple guys down on your show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, bro. For sure, that would be sick.
Oh, definitely.
How was that process of writing the book?
It was interesting. It was fun, and it took a while. It took like a year and change. I would sit down with the writer and we just talk maybe for like an hour and a half. Then we'll take a break. Then we'll do like an hour and a half, and then kind of like a podcast where he's asking questions. You know, I took him a couple times to American Top Team, so it's like an hour drive. So we talked there. I'd train, boom, and then we'd have another hour back, and just asking questions and me just answering that. And then he starts to like frame the book. He'll read it to me a little bit, like, hey, what do you think about this style? Where do you want this in the book? And then we go back and forth on it. So it was a awesome experience, kind of like therapeutic.
I was
maybe.
gonna say with therapeutic, go through each stage and kind of Actually, I've thought about that, just like jotting down stuff as I go to make sure I keep it all on track. You just forget as you go.
Yeah, and then we got this guy. It's a pro at doing that. So it's the best,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, did you enjoy getting like relive a lot of stuff? I'm sure. Like,
yeah, especially getting
memories.
Like pictures, early childhood pictures that I had to go through and stuff, and seeing that, and I was like, oh mom, look at this, look at that. I had to get them from my mom, and it was good to see those pictures.
How do you feel coming from like where you began to where you're at now? It's like, obviously very humble beginnings, and then you're fighting in ESPN in front of millions of people for millions of dollars and doing all these amazing things. Like, I'm sure it kind of happens fast, but that's like such a journey.
Oh, huge journey for me, brother, and it's all thanks to God, 100%. All for the God of glory, just so I could be doing this right now. That's why I think I've had this amazing experience journey, and all the praise, all the worship to Jesus. And it's been a fun process, brother. There's a lot of times where there was no shit money in MMA. It's like shit money. And, there is no fights coming up. Kind of like you guys in PA, nobody wants to fight them. I couldn't get a fight. And even if I did, it was like no money, close to free. And you're trying to make these things happen, and, it's all literally from God. I would just pray to God to get this peace over my body, no matter if I was wherever I was sleeping at, if I had a roof over my head or I didn't, if I had food or didn't. I get this peace in my body, find a way to make it to the gym. And from there, the day would get better, And since a kid, I did that, and it always just worked out. And I carried that on to my adult life. And that's why I think I've had this, like, amazing careers because, man, I believe in Jesus, man. I believe in God, and he has blessed me,
Yeah. Yeah, you always have that, like, something bigger than yourself, like a higher power to go back to when things are tough, when things are, like, not going your way, or you maybe start to get down on yourself a little bit, feel like just more negative, and you can kind of use that as your foundation to always bring you back to a positive side of it.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yo, I have a question. You guys have one mutual friend that's very notable. Donald Trump.
I know you guys both like probably. I don't know who's his favorite.
He said it on record for like 3 years in a row. It was me. I don't know if that changed, but
I'm coming for that spot. I'm coming for it.
Golfing with him. You guys.
that's crazy. I haven't golfed with him. That's nuts,
Do you
bro.
guys have any crazy stories that no one knows about?
About Trump?
Because I know both you guys have different experiences.
Honestly,
Okay,
man.
yeah,
Go
I got
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so out of nowhere, right? Like, hey, the president's gonna land in Miami. He wants you to be there to greet him and stuff. And I was like, what? Yeah. I'm like, I think I was somewhere up in Coconut Creek, and I raced down here, get a suit. Suit didn't end up even fitting me. I'm trying to look right for the president, and this is right in the middle, dead middle of Corona.
Dang.
And the president, you know, is coming, man. It's like, this is crazy. It's gonna be the second time I meet him, but it's just fucking nuts, bro. I can't believe I'm gonna meet this dude, you know. And it's in the middle of Corona, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's got the fucking stupid mask on and 18 feet apart, and don't make eye contact if there's lights on, because you know there's things, and then fucking, right. And so we got this lady that was part of his campaign. Then it's like, listen to me, don't get next to Trump, don't reach out your hand. Da-da. She's giving out all these commands. And it's the middle of Corona, so it's like extra strict. They already shoved the bamboo sticks on my nose. I'm already like, dude, I already been Corona tested just 4 times to get in here. I'm safe, you know. But I'm thinking, all right, I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna stand here, and hopefully the president, you know, does something, right? So I'm here standing, and I see him coming down. And I've only seen this twice in my life happen, that I see somebody and they have like aura, you know. Trump was one of them, and Roberto Duran was the other one. When I saw him coming down the plane, he had like this blue flame around him.
Wow.
I said, damn. No, I didn't smoke today. And I'm watching Trump come down. I'm like, man, that's crazy. And the lady's looking at me. I go, yeah, whatever. And the first guy there is a mayor of Miami. He's Democrat. And Trump passes right by him. He goes like this. And he's walking. And the next person is me, but there's a big gap because we got Corona, right? So it's like 45 feet. So Trump is coming. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to get the head nod, and that's it. That's the greatest thing ever, get the head nod like that. He starts walking closer and closer to me. This motherfucker goes like this. And the lady is right over there. I'm making out type. Boom. I fist pumped him, and it was like the coolest shit ever. And they had it on TV, you know. Then he walks off. He gets into the car. He points at me like that. Goes like that. And they take off, right?
Wow.
Then his people come after. He's like, hey, he invited you to the town hall if you want to go. I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Boom. I go to the town hall. I'm watching this town hall. He's taking everybody's lunch money. And I see like how shady the politics are, because I'm there behind the scenes of the camera. They'll ask him the same question 7 different times, the same exact question, just looking to see if one time he answers it different or raises his voice or something, just to edit that and then put that one thing. They would ask the same question. He would just keep his composure, completely devastated. Biden's ass, or you know, it was horrendous. All these time questions are just so set up, you know. And I'm like, I can't believe this shit. But man, what a guy to have so much, because he's doing like 5-6 of these a day.
Yeah.
To have so much integrity, not to lose composure, to be a role model for real. Because I don't think any fighter could go through that shit. The way that they scrutinize it and change the question. But you said that this. No, that's not what I said. No, I have a paper. No, you don't have no paper. You liars, right? So the whole thing is done. And I'm like, man, what a G. And he's hanging over there. And I'm like, let me go over there and just say hi, because the thing is over. And I'm hanging out by there. Trump, you killed it, bro. He's like, oh man, you still here? That's good, brother. And he's like, he shakes my hand, and I'm like, bro, this is crazy. You know, we're shaking hands, and there's like a whole group of ladies right there, right? All types of ages. And we're like, Mr. Trump, they're going crazy. And he goes, Master, are you single? And I go, like a dollar bill, right? And he goes like this. He goes, ladies. He's single. And brother, all of them came, hey, what's your name, this and that. And then he just took off like Batman, bro, the coolest motherfucker ever, bro.
That's the best.
Greatest wingman of all time.
Man. Unreal. Yo, so my experience was pretty different as far as just like the context of where I was and stuff. So the first time I met him was in 2019. And when you win the wrestling national championship, they invite everybody to the White House. And so we came in, and Jim Jordan was there, and he obviously a wrestler, and he was broing out with us.
Another
so we hung
national champ.
Yeah, national champion. Hung out with him for like an hour, and then there was all the other sports teams there too: swimming, baseball, basketball, all that. And so he's like moving through everybody, and he is just like he'll just roll up to whatever team, take a picture, leave. And I'm like watching him do this, kind of same like when you saw him coming up, like watch him come down the line. And I'm like, damn, that's the president. Like that's crazy. And so he comes up to us, and he has tons of Secret Service around him, all that. And he's like, oh, like chatting. He's like, oh, wrestlers. Like he's like, love wrestling. Like really respect you guys. This and that. He's like, and you guys want to be fighters? And I was like, I'm gonna fight. And when I'm done wrestling, he was like, really? That's awesome. He's like, I'm sure you're going to be really good. If you need a manager, let me know. And I was like, let's do it. Absolutely. And so then he takes like 10 minutes and is just talking to us and the people are trying to be like, yo, President Trump, like, come on, like, we got to move on. There's more teams. Like, he's like, hold on, like, let me talk to these guys. And so he just wanted to talk with us. And then he told his one staff member, he was like, bring these guys all back to the Oval Office after. And we'll chat like when I'm done. And I was like, is this really happening? Like this is crazy. And so they grab us, they bring us back, and we wait probably like an hour. And then he shows up and he's like just talking to us, hanging out in the Oval Office. We all take pictures with him. He's sitting in the chair in front or behind the desk and all that. And then he's like, come over here, I gotta show you guys something. And there's this bookshelf on the wall. And he like pushes this bookshelf and it's like a fake bookshelf. The wall opens. And we come in and he's got this there's this room back there and there's just all kinds of like memorabilia stuff. There's like hats, so he's giving us hats. There's like silver platters, there's mugs, and like all this like stuff. It has the presidential seal on it and he signed it. And so he's like giving us all this stuff. He's like, boys, you want to hear something crazy? This is the Monica Lewinsky room. And we were like, oh, like what? Like that's crazy.
I love him, man.
Yeah,
Rock
dude.
star. Bro.
Yeah, he was so cool. And so fast forward to last year, I'm at it's my first UFC fight. And I walk out, I get in the cage, and boom, him and Dana are sitting there. And I'm like, yo, what's up, guys? Like, how we doing? Like, he gives me a thumbs up. I'm like, all right, I'll see you after the fight. And so I win the fight. I come back over. I'm like talking to him for a second and stuff. And then he invites me out to his golf course in Jersey like that next weekend. So I just rolled up. Like, I'm not a golfer or anything, but rolled up, and he immediately like comes and greets me and is like, I remember in 2019 you told me you were gonna fight.
Crazy,
He
right?
remembered me, and
It's
I was like,
crazy.
that's unbelievable. And so we hung out like all day golfing and stuff. But he's just such a cool guy,
Humble,
humble.
You would never think he's that down to earth, bro.
So down to earth. It's like this is literally the president of the United States, like the most famous man, most powerful man in the world. Like he's taking time to like have a conversation, talk to you, like so humble, so down to earth. Just wants to chat. He loves chatting about fighting, about football,
And
boxing.
he's genuine. He's like looking
So
right at you
genuine.
as you're talking to him.
Yeah.
He's like interested, and then you talk to him like 2 years later. It's like he'll remember that.
And he
I don't know
remembers.
how.
Yeah.
'Cause he's talking to a million people. I don't know how, bro.
He
Like,
loves.
Hey, last
yeah.
year you told me that. I'm like, bro, how?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
You
loves
got-
fighting.
Dude, you're solving like
Loves.
world hunger. How
Yeah.
do you? How do you even
Amazing.
know who I am, bro?
Yeah,
It's
for
crazy,
real.
bro.
No, he's. I mean, I think the only way he loses in November is if they steal it.
Stolen.
Yeah, if they steal it, because I've had my experience with just being in public, and again, that's not going to be. I think it's valuable, and I don't necessarily think that it's going to be all encompassing. But I've talked to so many people that have said, "Oh, I voted for Biden. I'm not voting. I'm voting for Trump this time." Like 50 people have said that to me, or people at least people be like, "Yeah, I voted for Biden. Like I'm not going to vote." Like there's just no way in my mind that he's going to lose unless it's stolen. Like it doesn't make sense.
I think the whole time they've been preparing to steal it.
I think you're right. Yeah.
The whole time. I think this wasn't an overnight thing. This wasn't a last year thing. I think since they and I think the last one was also Call Me Crazy stolen. You know, it's just that I still don't know anybody. I haven't met anybody who's voted for Biden that actually went in and like did it in 2020.
Right.
And there's just an alarming amount of evidence that there was collusion in that election. But the DOJ just was like, nah, it's cool.
Yeah.
No, the FBI brought this, but no, it's cool. So it's like we're supposed to trust that DOJ when we know already how corrupt they are. We've seen it with our own eyes for the things that they've done to Trump, how they gone after him, after other Republicans, and we're supposed to trust these people.
And how insane is it that he's literally had multiple assassination attempts, was an inch away
and
from...
He's got the worst security Secret Service ever.
An inch away from dying, like
that is still mad. And you know what? Nobody's seen it again.
Yeah, nobody, and they don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
Chris Rock got slapped, and it was like if this motherfucker got a train raid on him, and everybody had to feel bad for him. This guy almost got killed every fucking day on everywhere, whether it was TV or the media, was Chris Rock getting smacked. The dude's still fine. The dude's our president just got shot
in the face.
That's it.
Yeah.
Legacy media won't touch it. Won't nothing. Won't say it again.
And then how insane were the articles right after? It was like loud noise heard at Trump rally.
Yeah.
Loud noise heard, and Trump tackled by security. It was like
yeah.
he got shot. Like, what are we doing? This is insane. This is
the
crazy.
FBI director had said, "We're not sure. It could be shrapnel. Shrapnel from what?"
Yeah, like trying to. That's nuts. Like,
that was
what
like
are we
their
talking
opening
about?
statement. We see a clear biasism, and I think that also helps a lot of people with common sense. Like, if they hate him so much, it must be for a reason. You know?
Yeah.
It must be for a reason.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But it'll be crazy at that time because the election is November 4th, I believe. 5th, and then I'm fighting like the next week.
Yeah.
And he said that he's told me like 3 times. He's like, if I win, I'm there. I'm like, let's go. Well, hell yeah, let's go. So you should come out, bro. Are you gonna come?
When
You
is
get
it? November
16.
Day after your card.
Yeah. So you're in Mississippi. Is that where you said you're?
Yeah, Mississippi.
Flaps, New York, bro.
I'm there.
Let's go.
Fucking I'm there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
Hunter,
for
I need the
chatting
tickets.
with
When you
us.
hear this, Hunter, I need the tickets. Give me 4 in the VIP, Hunter.
Take care of him, Hunter. You've brought him a lot of money, so I think they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
For sure. But appreciate you, man. You got something?
Let's
Ron?
go.
No, I'm almost up.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for your
coming
time,
Yes,
man.
sir.
This
So
was
much,
great.
man.
Anytime,
Great.
brother.
Yeah. And see you Monday at wrestling.
Appreciate it.
Let's go. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be there Monday for wrestling.